Jack Reed, the chairman of the Armed Services Committee. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for being with us. So, first of all, let's talk about the defense secretary choice. Your reaction to the choice of Pete Hegseth?
Well, there are very serious questions ranging from his expertise and capability to manage the largest agency of the federal government. He has never done anything like that. Today, of course, the revelations in detail of accusations of mistreatment of a woman, that has to be looked at. In fact, we have to begin really with a very thorough background check by the FBI to look at all these aspects of his behavior. And then we have to give him an opportunity, frankly, to explain himself. And that's something that should be done within the context of the confirmation proceedings. But there are serious questions about both his capability and also his behavior. And as you suggested, too, this correlation between his position about women in the military and at least the accusations by one woman that he does not treat them well.
Senator Hegseth was on the Hill this morning, as we were saying, and there was a question shouted at him. I want to play that now.
As far as the media is concerned, it's very simple. The matter was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared, and that's where I'm leaving.
I think he was asked, it was a little bit hard to hear, I mean, he was asked if there had been an assault in Monterey, California, and he said no, I think, according to the notes that we saw. In any case, Hegseth also said, controversially, that women should not be in combat roles, that men are more capable. Current Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin pushed back on that with an exclusive interview with Courtney Kuby, our Pentagon correspondent. And so did former Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley, who was interviewed by Stephanie Ruhle. Let's watch both of them.
They do impact readiness. They make us better. They make us stronger. As the years have gone by, our women get better and stronger.
Don't lecture me about women in combat. Women have been in combat, and it doesn't matter if that 7.62 hits you in the chest. No one gives a shit if it's a woman or a guy who pulled that trigger. You're still dead.
Both of them very forceful, Senator.
Yes. No, I think that the women have made a substantial contribution to the readiness of the United States military forces. In fact, we really couldn't operate without them. And they can function in combat. They can contribute to our readiness and also to our ability to deter, we hope, the enemies, and if necessary, defeat the enemies of the United States. And in many respects, too, combat today is not codified to several kilometers between the battlefront, if you will. It's a wide area in which women in many different capacities will be effectively in combat. Many of the skills going forward also are those that require great intelligence and skills, such as the Space Force and other highly technical areas. That is part of our expertise, and women can do that extremely well as some men. So we're in a situation, I think, where women are essential to our continued readiness.
You have an example, certainly among your colleagues, in Tammy Duckworth, who sacrificed so much in her service in Iraq.
Her service was remarkable. As a helicopter pilot, she was shot down, lost both of her legs. We have several of my colleagues in both in the House and Senate that have served, and they've demonstrated the kind of courage, leadership that is remarkable, and it would be very difficult to replace.
I also want to get your reaction to Donald Trump's selection for National Intelligence Director, Tulsi Gabbard. She's now been criticized by Nikki Haley. Let's watch that.
This is not a place for a Russian, Iranian, Syrian, Chinese sympathizer. Are we comfortable with someone like that at the top of our national intelligence agencies?
You know, she's controversial for secretly going to Syria, meeting with Bashar al-Assad. She's controversial for what she has said about Russia's invasion of Ukraine, justifying it and saying it was justified by Ukraine wanting to get into NATO. A lot of things like that. It's also that she hasn't had any experience in intelligence, and she would be having the final edit on the presidential daily brief, as well as appointing the briefer, to say nothing of running 18 intelligence agencies. What are you and your colleagues hearing from the intelligence community?
I think they are really concerned because of all the reasons you indicated. One, very little, really practically no experience in intelligence, and that is a very complicated field. 18 different agencies, multiple sources of intelligence that have to be evaluated, and her statements have been supportive of our antagonist. She made statements about the United States setting up secret biological weapon systems in the Ukraine, which is basically reinforcing Russian disinformation and propaganda. The Russians don't need a cohort in the intelligence community of the United States.
Chairman of the Armed Services Committee, Senator Jack Reed, thank you as always.
Thank you.
And